So tell me, what is your favorite food? Colton, what's your favorite food? If you could choose anything to eat today, what would you choose? You're looking at Mom. What would be your favorite food, do you think? Pizza. All right, very good. Thank you, Miss Kelly. Brett, what's your favorite food? Tacos. Walker, what's your favorite food? What is it? Chicken lollipops? I got to get that recipe. All right, Mackenzie, what's your favorite? Pizza. Double for pizza here. Lincoln, what's your favorite, dude? Pizza again? All right, Lucy? Pizza. All right, that seems to be... What's that? Oh, she's had to go all the way back to Lucas. Lucas, stand up. You get a special one right here. You get to hear it when you're standing up here. So, what's your favorite food? Tacos. All right, so we have mostly pizza and tacos, and then burgers. And then we have chicken lollipops. That's always an interesting one. Well, let me tell you, Jack, my 18-year-old, when he was young and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years of age, even longer, it didn't matter what restaurant we went to. It didn't matter where we went. If I ever asked him, what do you want? It was always the same thing, hot dogs. He liked his hot dog. Funny, he doesn't like hot dogs today. I think he just ate way too many hot dogs, but we could always get away with it when he was so young because he loved hot dogs. And I always remember saying to him, Jack, you eat hot dogs so much, one day you're going to become a hot dog. All right? You ever heard that expression before? You become what you eat. You become what you eat, all right? I don't know a taco if that's going to be so good walking around looking like a taco, all right? But, we become what we eat. Now, today's a pretty special day for all 7 of you, okay? It's interesting that first reading today talks about calling the 7 forward, all right? And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But today, our community is inviting the 7 of you to come forward, okay, to receive communion, to receive Jesus for the first time, all right? And this is not something that's first time and never again. This is one time that you can keep coming, a sacrament that you can keep receiving over and over again because we just find a way to get so close to Jesus by receiving him in communion. But the whole idea, boys and girls, is that you become what you eat. You become what you eat. And I know, we practice with this little wafer, right? We practice. You all tasted that. We practiced with the wine. And, of course, you all had that wonderful look on your face after you took a sip of the wine, okay? Today you're going to partake of that bread and that wine that is Jesus' body and his blood. But when we do this, we become like him, all right? We become so close with him in our bodies. And it's the closest that we can ever become with him by taking him into our bodies, is that we're challenged to say, well, now we go out and we live like Jesus. Remember one of our mini sessions that we talked about that, living like Jesus. All right, that's what happens when we take him into our bodies through communion, we become him. All right, and the whole idea is to say, how do we live like Jesus? Why don't you answer that question for me? I know you're all just getting nervous now because Deacon Ron's coming to you, all right? I mean, how do you live like Jesus? Lucas, how do you live like Jesus, do you think? You're making me look bad, kid. No, it's good. I know you're nervous. Loving, kind, treat your brother good. As hard as that is, does that sound good, Lucas? Yeah. Walker, what about you? How do you become like Jesus? How do you live like Jesus? Be kind. Breton, how do you live like Jesus? Be nice. See those 2 girls right there sitting next to you? They're your older sisters, right? You be nice to them, right? Colton? Colton, what about you? What's that? Helpful. Very good. Lucy? Help people. Excellent. Lincoln? Be kind. All right? Yeah, help make pizza, right? What do you think, Mackenzie? Be sweet. Are you sweet to your little sister, your younger sisters? We're not going to bring up that piggy bank thing, okay? It's all about taking on those qualities of Jesus, and when we leave here today, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. You know, I've told this story before, but hey, you know what? I'm getting older. I forget who's heard it, but it doesn't matter. But I'm going to tell you a story about my son Luke, who's now 21. He's the one that graduated from Adrian last week. When he was 4 years old, boys and girls, and this is for everybody, all right, we were out in the front yard, and he helped me take the garbage out, you know, to the road. And, you know, the trash cans were taller than he was, but he was helping me drag them out there. And, of course, they went out to the road, and then I went back by the house doing something. I really don't even remember what I was doing. But all of a sudden, the sanitation truck came down the road. Big old truck, you know, they dumped the garbage in. And the guy got out of the truck, and he's putting the cans in and stuff. And Luke runs out there, and he's helping the man. You know, as much as he could, he's helping him to lift those cans or the bags. And, of course, they were all so much bigger than he. I was worried that he was going to fall into the truck, you know. And so, anyways, the truck went on its way, and Luke just kind of skipped up towards the house. I remember looking at Luke, and I just said to Luke, I said, Luke, what were you doing? What were you doing? And, you know, he looked at me, and he just said, Daddy, I was being Jesus to that man. I was being Jesus to that man. Of course, I said, yes, one of my kids gets it. But, you know, he found an opportunity to be kind, to be sweet, to be helpful to someone else. That's the beauty of being Catholic. Today, we get to partake in something by coming to this table, and we get to go from there and say, we're going to bring Jesus to others in our actions and our words. I know it's not easy, but you know what? We get to come back the next week and do it again so that it can keep reminding us. And I always like to challenge you kids, you know, come to the table and come often and bring mom and dad. Because it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. You know, today is such a great day for our community here at St. Mark. And I know it's a beautiful day for your families. Now, one of the things in this reading right here that I love so much about this reading, okay, is Jesus has kind of given us a thought and an idea about how do we get close to him. I mean, it starts here, yes. But, you know, he says to his friends, because Thomas said, well, we don't know where you're going. We don't know how to do this. And what does he say to Thomas and the rest of his friends? He says, I'm the way. I'm the way. You follow me, and you're going to know all about how to live. You're going to know all about, you know, how to treat people. You're going to know all about how to talk to people. You know, and that is what we do when we come to this table. We follow him, and he leads us to that next place in our lives. Like I said, today is just a wonderful day, but we have to know how to do it. And Jesus says, follow me. I'm the way. And it starts by coming right here and receiving him and saying, I'm going to take him out to the world and how I live. And one day, you're going to get the opportunity, maybe today with your siblings and your parents and your grandparents, maybe with your classmates, that you're going to get the opportunity to be like Jesus. And somebody might ask you, what are you doing? And you can say, I was being Jesus to that person. I was being Jesus to that person. You guys excited? All right, we're gonna pray the creed, you know, what we believe in just a moment. And then I'm going to invite the 7 of you to come forward. I know you're all shaking right now, but that's okay. All right, and you're going to help me and help the rest of our community pray through the prayers of intercession, okay? Not just yet. We'll pray and we'll say what we believe in, and then you'll come forward, okay?